Welcome everybody. We are going to be learning about 3D painting. And when I'm saying 3D painting, I got my hands in the air like Dr. Evil doing the quotation signs with my fingers. Yes. All right. This is going to be a two-parter because it got long. So here's the first version, which we will be talking about um, doing the preliminary process. So here is a nice example of kind of what we're going for. We're using cut paper and we're pasting it to a page, creating a design with color and moving the paper in a fashion where it creates movement, where there is no movement. So there's no straight pieces of paper just pasted. It all has curves or zigzags or folded, rolled, or whatever. And I want you to do a preliminary process in order to know where you're going. As always, listen for that transition. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the prelim process. So you're going to need, if you're doing 3D painting, basically you're going to have to do the layout of whatever you want to do. And you're just doing an idea test. So each color that you use is going to represent that strip of construction paper. So make sure you have a pencil sharpener if you're using colored pencils. And if you got markers, you're using you're using markers. First thing you want to do though is lightly sketch everything out. You want the form of everything that you want to paint. How you get it there is going to be up to you. If you're going to freehand it. I do appreciate a photo resource that you're not just going off the top of your head. You're actually going off something that you're looking at. To get that practice in. Once you have enough images in your head that you have drawn, you can go off that experience. But the more experience you have from real life, the better understanding you are going to have of everything else. So you see here, I'm just doing a bird real quick, and then I want to start putting in the color. And you want lines and you want curved lines. The paper's got to stand on its own. And doing curved lines is going to make things more interesting than doing the straight lines. Straight lines are boring. They're like looking at poles. So you want curve, you want motion, just like in a Van Gogh painting. Starry, Starry Night. He had all those different colors, twists and twirling around. It's going to be kind of the same idea here. You can see here that I'm doing lots of curves. And I'm doing one color. I'm adding pattern to there. I'm not, this is my planning. I'm just seeing how it looks. So I am going off my mental capacity right here, just putting stuff in here. I'm going to add darker colors to help contrast with that, to give it more volume, just like in any kind of painting. When you add layers of color over top of another color, to create a darker shadow and whatnot. Same thing's going to be doing with different colored paper, whether you use a darker blue, a purple, a red, putting those colors together, you're planning on how that's going to be. So you can see here now I got pink to warm it up, lighten it up, and I'm just putting the line work in there. Curved lines, there should be no straight lines. You can make it wobble like a graph, where it's like a heart monitor, where it goes up and down. You can do these little swirls, but the line should not, that you're drawing here, representing the construction paper, should not be straight up or it should be straight down. It's got to have some form. It's got to create a pattern. And just not a straight pattern. It's got to create an interesting pattern using sharp edges or twists and turns. I think I can, let's just hit this. All right, so as I go further on this, you're going to want to use more colors like I've previously stated, but you want to keep in mind that you're using dark colors to help with shadow, because you want this to create form. Like the examples that I've shown you in Google Classroom, it depends on what kind of color you used to help represent light and the reflection of light, and what colors you use to help represent shadow. So you can see here I'm doing notes. You always want to do some notes on your preliminaries so you have an idea, so you can troubleshoot. If your first one doesn't come out the way that you like it, maybe your second one will come out a little bit better. And taking notes is kind of like reminding yourself or talking to yourself on what you want the outcome to be. There should be some kind of desire of having a better outcome than your previous piece. So you can see here I'm doing more notes and talking about dark, light, whatever, and getting that there on the different transitions. All right, any questions, you can always email me, ask me in person. The next step is going to be the actual application and how to do that. So if you do your preliminaries really good, the next step is going to be a lot easier for you.